24 basketball habits that can change a player's life in 2024.
I'm like, yeah, you see it.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Josh, Kobe Bryant is the best scorer you've ever seen.
We can now rearrange history.
So I'm envisioning scenes on the way to the game.
I'm all for winning. I'm all for being competitive. But you took it to another level.
Good people, welcome to the Basketball Society podcast. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2024. And welcome to Basketball Society if you are new to the channel. My name is Martin Soaries. I'm the host of this show. Good to have you here. If you're brand new, subscribe to the channel. And if you're listening to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, be sure to leave a rating and review of the show. I would really appreciate that. I mean, if you want to take up all 24 of these habits, be my guest. You'll probably turn into a freaking alien or something. Like, you may go Super Saiyan on people and become a completely different player. But even if you just hear or see, if you pick up just one or two of these habits, pick up one or a few or something, I promise you, even just one of these habits can help change your basketball life this year. All right, first up, coming in at number 24, shoot the ball when you're open. Now, if you're not working on your shot, if you're not a good shooter, if you don't hit open shots, that's something to work on and to think about when you're working out and working on your shot. But generally, whoever you are, wherever you are on the shooting scale, if you're open, you should probably shoot the ball. Number 23, communication. This is where I'm going to sound like a coach. Figure out a way to become a better communicator and make up your mind that you're going to start talking more. I had a coach once that said, listen, if you just open your mouth and you're just yelling gibberish, no one understands you, I would rather that. That's how crazy coaches can be about talking on the court. One of my coaches was like, just yell at anything, just yell out gibberish. I would rather that than you just not be talking, right? So at the very least, make up your mind that you're going to open your mouth and talk and communicate. It'll change things for you. It'll have you more engaged. Your coach will respect you more. Your teammates will like feel your presence and your energy more. Trust me, just by talking, you can change your basketball life. And at number 22, we have something that you can say, something that you can verbally communicate, something I really believe in. And I try to do whenever I play. Say good shot to your teammates, even on misses. Maybe it was a good shot. Maybe it was a bad shot. That's subjective to the situation. But just reminding them that, hey, just because you missed, like, you know, hopefully it's a shot that you've seen them make. So it's like, hey, I've seen you make that shot. Good shot, bro. Good shot. Let's get back and get this stop. Good. That was a good shot. Don't worry about it. Just that little encouragement can go a long way. Okay, number 21, stop complaining to refs. I know it can drive you crazy. And I know there are moments where you almost have to complain. But if you're a complainer, try to make up your mind, try to practice things, try to go in and with the mindset of like, I'm going to leave the refs alone and watch how that energy that you might put to that benefits you by being applied to like the actual game and things that you have to do to be effective in the game. Number 20, do calf raises. I suggest this to most players that I train, especially players who really need work with their lower body and with quickness and especially younger players who obviously haven't like hit the weight room or anything yet. There's plenty of body weight exercises and just simple things you can do like calf raises that can activate your lower body. Like I practiced calf raises when I was coming up, you know, in high school. I think in high school I got into really doing calf raises and I felt myself getting quicker, stronger, faster. So I say to players, try to knock out 100 while you're in the shower. Number 19, running in your spare time. I know how this sounds. Basketball requires so much running that the more comfortable you are and the better in shape you are running, the better you're going to be at whatever it is you do as a basketball player. That's a great habit. I'm telling you, you make up your mind this year, you're going to start and trust, again, I know like we do so much running as it is. They run us in practice. So I know it can sound a little crazy to run on your own time. But honestly, the best players are pretty crazy. And I know everyone watching this video doesn't really want to be an all-time great player, doesn't really want to be a great player. People say that, but you know, the people who say they want it and the people who do the things that they say they want. There's it's a separation between those kinds of people. So, I mean, I know everyone's not going to be out there running, but people who watching this, listening to this, players who really want to get to that level, I'm telling you, little habits like this over time make a big difference. You make up your mind, you're going to start running consistently just to keep your wind up. When you get in that game, bro, you're going to be up and down, getting layups like you won't even be tired. Number 18, take your warm up seriously. My freshman year of college, the best player on our team, best scorer I ever played with, Jason Reels, cursed us out. We had a few like pretty good freshmen, including myself. Jay was an upperclassman, best player on the team. We were playing on the road at Manhattanville. Warmed up. I thought I warmed up how I usually did. I mean, honestly, when I look back, I'm like, yeah, I was kind of just playing it cool. But in the moment, I'm like, yeah, I'm warming up. Like, what's the big deal? Man, we were down by like 15 at halftime or something. Jay came in the locker room and cursed us all out. Like, it was one of those where the coach had to like stop him. Like, yo, bro, all right, like you got your message across. Like, I got this now. Jay lit us up, bro. Like, y'all not warming up seriously. Y'all not like, y'all don't know what it takes. Like, it was really a gut check. Like, and again, that when I think back on it, I'm like, you know, in the moment, I'm like, dog, what are you talking about? Like, I warmed up. I did what I usually do. Took a couple pull-ups, like whatever. You know, after the fact, like thinking back on it, it's like, man, like that was not, especially now that I really know what I know about warming up and how to get, you know, really getting yourself prepared. Yeah, that was, God, that was not a warm up. Like, you just go out, you jog around, take a couple layups, take a couple pull-ups, you know, do some little, you know, just, you don't really warm up. Trust me. Treat your warm up a lot more seriously, whether, you know, with your stretching, like get a good sweat in, take game reps, like, yo, like treat the warm up, get yourself warmed up for the game. Trust me, that habit will take you a long way. You'll start the game and you'll feel more warmed up than other players. Cause a lot of players don't really go hard, like really treat the warm up like a warm up. They just treat it like a tune up, not really a warm. You're supposed to warm up, like get yourself warm, get yourself hot if you have to. Call it a hot up. Like get really warm, get as warm as possible between stretching, you know, like conditioning, like all the things you do, like get warm, treat your warm up seriously and see how much different you feel in your game when you do that. Number 17, take your recovery seriously. Whatever this can look like, notice things in your body, go and do your recovery. Like for one, it feels good. Like don't let your body just be sore. Find out how to recover and attack those areas. Trust me, it will change your basketball life. Your body will thank you and your game will thank you. Number 16, nutrition. I'm not crazy on nutrition. I'm not some hardcore nutritionist person. I don't have crazy tips or anything, but we all know that it matters, you know, what you put into your body and whatnot. So just trying to take that a little bit more seriously could make a big difference in your basketball life. Number 15, get massages. It's pretty straightforward. They feel too good. And as basketball players, our bodies go through so much. Like if you're a player and you've never like went to get a massage before, please go do that. Make this the year that you do that for the first time. Like you need that. The basketball players' bodies go through so much, bro. Get a massage this year. Number 14, get your work in early. Don't wait till later in the day, right? Whatever your routine is, working out, you know, stretching, like whatever it is, you know, lifting, like try to get your work in early. Some people like to work out later in the night, you know, that's fine. But whatever the work is, you know, journaling, homework that you have to do, like try to get work in early. Make that a habit this year. Again, it could be basketball. It could be something school-wise, life-wise, like anything related, but get it done early and right away. So then you can get to other stuff like, you know, like basketball maybe. Number 13, play more pickup. I know there's a whole like wave of, you know, old head hoopers out here talking about how kids don't play outside anymore and they don't hoop and compete, you know, like we used to coming up. And I think it's true. I mean, I think it's a product of like where the world is, you know, iPads and technology and stuff. It's definitely not as common, you know, to see parks or kids out there at the park playing pickup and whatnot. But listen, you still got parks, you still got LA Fitness, you still got gyms and stuff. You know, I'm in Jersey. I don't know what the pickup culture is like. I mean, I know like out in LA, you've got Venice Beach, you got people playing pickup, but wherever you are, you can find some pickup games. You might have to ask around, ask some other players, ask a coach or some other parents, like find out where people are playing and make sure that you go and play as much as you can. Number 12, commit to the summer. Make this summer of 2024 the craziest, most dedicated, most disciplined summer that you've ever had as a basketball player. Not just by going out and shooting every day. I mean, you go out and shoot, make 500 shots, make 1,000 shots every day over the summer. That's great. And that's going to get you a lot better. But not just with that, with your discipline, with your eating, with some of these other habits we're talking about, like attack the summer the best way you can. I know how easy it can be. I probably had like 1 or 2 really good summers before going into my next season. I didn't always treat the summer like it's easy to treat the summer like rest. That's what it is. Vacation time. It's off time. You don't have school. It's summer. The weather's good. Like, I get it. But again, kind of loop some of these habits in, like, get your stuff in early, before the day starts. Like, you've got to get your work in over the summer. That's why a lot of players call it, summer of separation season, because everyone's off. Cats like to come home from college and go and play pickup, go to the park, or do, like hang out and stuff. But who's still working? Like, if you can connect the end of your season, which is really like March, and then school ends around May, by the time the summer comes in June, July, you could be out of shape. You could be out of rhythm, right? Don't let that happen. Keep yourself in rhythm, keep yourself in shape, and then go a little bit of the extra mile this summer. Commit to the summer and make this a summer of separation for yourself. Number 11, this is an in-game thing. Contest shots with the appropriate hand. Makes perfect sense. It's an alignment thing. If it's a right-handed shooter, I have way less of a chance of affecting the shot by reaching across with my right hand. Now, I have long arms. Like, I could still challenge a right-handed shot here because I have long arms. But, like, why not just go right here? I can go straight up with my left hand, and I have a better chance of actually changing or maybe even blocking the shot. So think about that. I don't know how many coaches are really teaching that or really emphasize that. But for me, I like to know if, and obviously most players are right-handed, but like, contest with your left hand. Make it an easier, much better contest. I think that's a great defensive habit to pick up this year, is like understanding you should try to contest more with your left hand on right hand shooters and vice versa. All right, we're into the top 10. At number 10, we have watch more basketball. You'd be surprised how many players, I think most players who are serious about the game are fans of the game and watch a lot of basketball, but you'd be surprised. As a trainer, I talk to kids where I'm like, I could tell you're a fan. Some of these kids out here are not watching basketball. They're not watching. They're not watching the college game. They're really just watching highlights on YouTube, which is okay too. But man, you got to watch games. You got to watch basketball. You got to feel like all the best players. You talk to any like high level talented player, like, they watch basketball. They grew up watching basketball. They could tell you about their favorite players and different players that they watch. Like, you got to turn into somewhat of a basketball junkie, and making that a habit, watching more basketball, trust me, can have a huge impact on you as a basketball player. I'll tell this quick story, which I've told to people before. One of the first times I visited Ghana, I played pickup with some guys. We played like 3-on-3. I was playing with this guy, friend of mine to this day. His name's Richard. And Richard was on my team. We're playing 3-on-3. Most of the guys I was playing with in Ghana were kind of raw, not necessarily as skilled as I was. They just moved differently, athletic and played hard and had some skills, but just the way I played was a little bit different. Just the style. Like, you could just automatically see the difference between, black kid who grew up in America, playing basketball in America and stuff, and, these guys in Ghana. Styles are just different. The way we move, the way we pass, the way we dribble, pivot, footwork, shooting form, like everything, you just tell. It's just a lot of difference in mechanics. This guy, Richard, who was on my team, who was playing with me, he was playing like me. He was reading my cuts, hitting me on slip passes, reading stuff with his eyes. Like, we were really in tune. And so after the game, we went back to his place. I got to kick it with him and stuff. And I'm like, Richard, what makes you different? Because, like, I'm not saying you're like the only player out here who plays like this, but clearly you're different than most of your peers in terms of how you play. Like, you play like me. Like, how did you get like that? Like, why are you different from like how they play? And what he said to me was he grew up watching. He's in Ghana. He's never been to America before. He grew up watching religiously on YouTube highlights of Magic Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and I think he said Hakeem Olajuwon. And that is what showed him how to play a certain way, just by watching. Now, obviously, he had some kind of raw skills already, but by watching, just by watching those guys a lot, he picked up on, you'll be surprised how much you can pick up and adopt, right? And I mean, how much of us as players watch, we watch AI, we watch MJ do the fadeaway. Like, all you want to do is go out there and try it, right? This guy, Richard, in Ghana, watched Magic, Hakeem, Shaq, and not to say he just became them, but like his style of play was affected. So just by watching basketball, just by watching, it can change how you think about playing when you get out there. It's not like an automatic translation. It's not like the Matrix where you plug in and you watch. It's like, oh, I know Kung Fu. No, it's not like that. But just what you watch, what you consume, right? Especially as a player, you're watching players do certain things. That affects what you look to do out there as a player. So trust me, watching more basketball is a very powerful basketball habit that can change your basketball life in more ways than you may realize. Number 9, something else you should watch is your own film. Watch your film. My cousin Taryn records, and she's got every game recorded of her son Jaden since he's been playing basketball. She's got all them games somewhere on a hard drive or memory card or something. She's got every single game. She could go back and watch the 7th grade game against Colonia or something, and she could turn on his junior year again. Like, she got all of it. And it's not just to watch her baby play and see how great she is. Her and her husband Keith, they actually watch the film with Jaden. they want Jaden to have the film so he can watch. So he can see things. So he can see things that they saw during the game, right? They use that as a film study session. Watch your film and watch how it helps you kind of notice things, be honest with yourself, all that. Like, watch your film. You probably, like, I don't know how many players out here really watch their film to notice things to get better. Trust me, that's a habit that can change things for you. Watching yourself. I know it can be a little cringy and a little tough, but it can change things for you just by watching your own film. All right, number 8. This is the breathe through your nose. My God, this should be a whole podcast episode by itself. One of the main things I've learned about breathing is that we're supposed to be breathing through our noses more. Who knew? I didn't until I read this book called Breath, The New Science of a Lost Art by James Nestor. We're supposed to be breathing through the nose more. Now, with basketball, why I suggest this to basketball players and why this is a habit that can change your basketball life in 2024 is because science, the anatomy of our body, tells us that breathing through the nose can cut exertion in half. Exertion, meaning when you're tired, meaning after you run a 17 or a suicide, or mid-game when you're dead tired. Breathing through the nose, and now that I'm a sicko and I can't help but watch basketball players breathe, usually when you see players at the free throw line or after possession of the time, oh my God, drives me crazy. If you can catch it, and I know it's tough, I know how tough it is. It's a challenge, especially when you're out of breath. Seal those lips, close the mouth. Even if you have your hands on your knees and you're down and you're like, out of it, try to catch it. Just try to close your mouth. Try to catch 3 or 4 good breaths in and out of the nose. You will notice that you're not as tired. It's science. I didn't make this stuff up. This didn't come from me. This is science. Practice breathing through your nose. Try it out like in practice or in workouts. Like experiment with it before you do it like in the game. But this is a habit that you should try because it cuts exertion in half. You will be less tired. This is a hack for the body that can make you less tired when playing basketball. You got to practice it a little bit. Try it in different moments when you're a little out of breath or when you're working out or something. But this is a habit to pick up. This can change your basketball life this year just by breathing through your nose more, especially while you play. Anyone who tries it or experiences it, feel free to hit me up. And if you want any more tips or just more information about this, feel free to hit me. But just by trying this, trust me, this is a habit that can change things for you. Number 7, make the extra pass. There's probably nothing more satisfying to me watching a basketball game than seeing extra pass being made. Baseline drive, hit the adjacent pass, boom, boom, hit the next pass, make the extra pass. There's nothing better. Just seeing that movement, that unselfishness, right? Like, make the extra pass. When the ball is popping, when it's moving like that, like, there's probably someone else a little more open. Like, it's really an interesting thing. You know, that's why we drill it in practice. We do 4-on-3 and shell drill and stuff, because you really need to rep as much as you can, like the idea of like knowing when you're open. We go back to our first tip, number 24, shoot the ball when you're open, right? It's really a crazy mindful basketball thing of like understanding as that ball is coming to you, like, am I open? Is this my shot, or is the next person more open, right? It's such an instinct thing. But just by making the extra pass, like, just that habit alone makes you look better as a player. It's going to make someone else look better. Your coach is going to love it. Like, it just makes you look better as a basketball player when you understand make the extra pass. It's a great habit to pick up, and it's so simple, it's so minimal, it's so small, but it's one of those things, like communication. It's one of those things that coaches just love to see, and it's the way basketball should be played. Make the extra pass. Number 6, practice visualization the day before or 2 days before a game. Start to visualize. I mean, we do it already. We visualize everything. Our day, we have what one author I read calls mind movies. We have mind movies in our head all day. Your mind is creating visuals, sees things, like showing you things, right? Like, we already visualize. Make this a habit this year. I'm telling you, it works. I'm not like a crazy practicer of visualization. Like, it's worked for me. Like, I've seen it work and stuff, and I kind of naturally do it. But trust me, this stuff works, man. Take time to really visualize yourself doing what you want to see yourself doing in a game. Just do it. It's a great habit to pick up this year. Try it and see what happens. That's what I say with a lot of things. Especially like new habits and things that might be new for players. Try it. Number 5, look coaches and teammates in the eye. It suggests that you're in tune, that you're listening, right? That you're taking the information giving. Like, don't be so caught up in your mind and things you're thinking about in the last play and what he did wrong on the last player, what she, has to do better. You look your teammate in the eye, especially if your teammates, when you communicate with them, like, just look them in the eye, connect with them. Like, basketball is a game of connection. Connect with your teammates, look them in the eye, express yourself, be honest, be authentic, right? Be family. Like, we talk about your team being your family, like, be a family, look each other in the eye, look your coaches in the eye. It's a great basketball habit to pick up because it shows you're taking them seriously, and it shows you're taking this game seriously. All right, number 4, play off of 2 feet. My God, this becomes religion when you get to the college level. It slows things down. You'll see some more things, might have better scoring opportunities, might see better passing lanes. And at the very least, your coach is just going to be pleased with you. So trust me, pick up the habit of just trying to play off 2 feet. It's not as like rigid and robotic. It's not like you're just giving in. It's like, oh, I'm just jump stopping. Like, don't make jump stopping this old school thing. Like, jump stopping is a skill. Like, it's something that can create things for you. Points, offense, passes. Like, play off 2 feet. It's a great habit to start this year, right now. At number 3, coming in at 3, is dribble the ball more. Try to dribble every day if you can. Like, whatever you do every day, you're going to get pretty good at. So imagine what happens if you start dribbling more, especially people who are not as confident with their dribble or with their handle. Just dribble more. Like, commit, make that a habit this year that you're going to dribble the basketball more and commit to just being, you're going to become more confident and stronger dribbling the ball just by doing that. Just make that a habit, 10 minutes every day. can make a huge difference. Coming in at number 2, yoga, bro. Do away with whatever you think you know or believe about yoga. It's for basketball players. I mean, it's for everybody. But for some reason along the way, over time, we've created this construct and this belief that it's not for us because we're too cool, especially male players. But I don't see many female players doing it either. Take up yoga this year. I'll help you. Hit me up. I'll do it with you for a week straight every day for 10 to 15 minutes. Nothing crazy. I'll get you started. That's how much I believe in it. Doing this yoga, picking up yoga is probably the main thing, other than number 1, that can change your basketball life this year. Take up yoga this year and watch how your basketball life changes. I'm not saying, you don't hear me saying like you'll turn into Michael Jordan or you'll become the best player in the world. I'm just guaranteeing you that your basketball life will change. I didn't say you're going to go D1. I didn't say I'm not creating projections on you. I'm just saying your basketball life is going to change for the better in one way or another. It's going to change your body, your flexibility, your mental clarity, just your movement. The things you're able to do with your body are going to change and transform, and thus your game, your basketball life will transform if you pick up yoga in 2024. If you need help, I'm here. I'm not hard to find. All right, coming in at number 1, the only one I could put above yoga is meditation. Meditation might be even easier to pick up than yoga because it's not movement. It's actually the opposite of movement. It's stillness. Same thing. If you want help, if you want to try it, hit me up. This is what I do. I help basketball players get into this stuff. Holistic Hooper on Instagram. Look us up. This is the kind of stuff we do. Meditation. So this goes with some of the other habits we've talked about, visualization, right? So some of these things, taking recovery seriously. So some of these things can kind of be paired together with yoga, meditation, mind, body, right? I told you at the top, some of these things are mind, body related, nutrition, right? Some things are on the court, making extra passes, saying, good shot on misses. Some things are basketball habits. Some things are habits that have to do or that can translate into basketball. Meditation will help you as a basketball player in more ways than you may realize. Things get revealed to you. You find stillness and calm. All of a sudden, you do start to feel like, oh, snap, everything might be okay. Like maybe I am right where I'm supposed to be. You also get encouragement and inspiration and motivation from within, not from anyone else, just from within, your own voice, your own spirit, motivating you to say, oh, you know what? Let me get up and do my work. Let me go get my work in early. Let me do my workout today. Let me get my work in today. Let me go help out my mom with something that she asked me to do that I had forgotten about. Let me send an encouraging text to my team. Like something about meditation gives you this feel of like, okay, I kind of know what I'm supposed to do now. So many basketball players don't know what to do and they're frustrated and they're confused and they want to be something, but then they have this culture of laziness, right? Like we all go through it, not just in basketball, but in all kinds of stuff. But with young basketball players today and the way the world is now, we need more hoopers meditating. And for you as a player, for any player, meditation will change your basketball life. That habit can change your basketball life. And while it may seem like it has nothing to do with basketball, once you get started, you'll realize it has everything to do with everything. Habits make us into who we are. So change your habits and change the kind of player that you are. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Martin. This is Basketball Society. Subscribe to the podcast wherever you're watching or listening from and stay tapped in. We'll be here for the rest of the year with a lot more basketball content. Much love. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like this video if you liked it and share with someone who you think it may help. A basketball player, a basketball parent, a coach, whoever. Again, my name is Martin. Thank you for watching this video. 24 habits that can change a basketball player's life in 2024. Stay tapped in. I'll see you guys on the next video.